Welcome to Divine Message from Archangels Michael and Gabriel. If this message has found you today, it is not by accident. Somewhere within your spirit, there is a quiet place that has been waiting to hear these words. Somewhere beneath the noise of the world, beneath the movement of the streets, beneath the passing lights and the endless rush of life, heaven has been gently calling your name. Not with fear, not with pressure, not with confusion, but with a love so steady, so patient, and so holy that even your tired heart can recognize it. Take a slow breath now. Let your shoulders soften. Let the weight you have carried in silence begin to loosen, even if only for this moment. You did not arrive here by mistake. You were guided. Perhaps you do not fully understand why. Perhaps part of you wonders if this message is truly meant for you. But deep within, there is something that already knows. There is a part of your soul that has been asking for comfort, asking for a sign, asking for a reason to keep believing when life has felt uncertain, delayed, and heavy. And now, in this sacred moment, Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel draw near with a message of protection, hope, healing, and divine timing. Outside, the world continues to move. Cars pass by under the glow of streetlights. The road shines softly beneath the rain. Windows reflect the lights of buildings. People walk by with their own stories hidden behind tired faces. The city does not stop for sorrow. The night does not pause for a broken heart. Life keeps moving, even when you feel as though you are standing still. And maybe that is what has hurt the most. You have watched others move forward while you have felt suspended in waiting. You have seen doors open for people who did not seem to struggle the way you did. You have watched prayers answered for others while your own prayers seemed to echo back in silence. You have smiled when you were tired. You have said you were fine when you were carrying questions no one could answer. You have continued showing up in a world that rarely knew how much strength it took just for you to keep going. Heaven sees that. Archangel Michael sees the battles you never spoke of. Archangel Gabriel hears the prayers you whispered when no one else was near. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. And the delay you have been living through is not proof that heaven has abandoned you. Sometimes the delay is protection. Sometimes the closed door is mercy. Sometimes the silence is not rejection, but preparation. Sometimes heaven does not answer in the way you expected because it is arranging something deeper, safer, and more aligned with the person your soul is becoming. Beloved one, your spirit has been tired, but it has not been defeated. You have been through seasons where your heart felt misunderstood. You tried to explain yourself, but the words never seemed enough. You tried to love people well, but they still misread your intentions. You gave more than you received. You waited longer than you should have. You carried emotional burdens that were never yours to carry. And somewhere along the way, you began to wonder whether being kind, faithful, and patient had made you weak. Archangel Michael steps forward now with a sword of light, not to frighten you, but to defend what is sacred within you. He says to your spirit, you were never weak because you loved deeply. You were never foolish because you hoped. You were never small because you were wounded. Your tenderness is not your failure. Your heart is not your mistake. But now, beloved, it is time to protect what heaven placed inside you. There are things you have outgrown. There are energies you can no longer carry. There are relationships, patterns, memories, and fears that have been taking more from you than they have been giving. And perhaps you already know this. Perhaps your soul has been whispering it for a long time. You have felt uncomfortable in places that once felt familiar. You have felt distant from people you once tried so hard to please. You have felt a quiet ache when repeating old patterns, as if something inside you is saying, "This is not where I belong anymore." That feeling is not confusion. It is awakening. Archangel Michael is helping you recognize what no longer belongs to your next season. Not every loss is punishment. Some losses are divine rescue. Some endings are angels closing doors you would have kept open out of loyalty, fear, or hope. Some separations are protection from futures that would have drained your soul. Some disappointments are heaven's way of keeping you from settling for what could never hold the fullness of your calling. You may have cried over what left. You may have begged for something to return. You may have questioned why someone changed, why an opportunity faded, why a path collapsed just when you thought it was finally becoming steady. But Archangel Michael says, beloved, not everything that left you was meant to travel with you. Some things were removed because they were silently wounding your spirit. Some doors closed because they led to places where your light would have been dimmed. Some people walked away because they could not honor the version of you that heaven was raising. This is not the time to chase what no longer recognizes your worth. This is the time to stand still in the presence of God and allow your soul to remember its strength. Archangel Michael surrounds you now with protection. Not the kind of protection that makes life free from all difficulty, but the kind that gives you courage in the middle of uncertainty. The kind that strengthens your discernment. The kind that helps you hear the difference between fear and wisdom, between attachment and love, between an open door and a trap dressed as opportunity. You have asked for guidance. And sometimes guidance comes not as a loud voice, but as a holy discomfort. A deep knowing. A quiet release. A sudden peace when you finally stop forcing what has been hurting you. Beloved, listen gently. You do not have to hate anyone to walk away. You do not have to become cold to become protected. You do not have to explain every boundary to people who benefited from your lack of boundaries. You are allowed to choose peace. You are allowed to choose healing. You are allowed to choose the path where your soul can breathe. Archangel Michael says, I am not here to make you afraid of the world. I am here to remind you that you are not walking through it unguarded. Every unseen battle has not been yours to fight alone. There were moments when you were close to giving up, and somehow strength returned. There were days when sadness almost swallowed you, and yet a small light kept burning inside. There were nights when you thought you could not face another morning, and still morning came, and you rose. That was not nothing. That was grace holding you when your own hands were tired. And now Archangel Gabriel comes closer with a gentler light, soft like dawn after a long night. Gabriel does not rush your healing. Gabriel does not shame your tears. Gabriel carries the tenderness of answered prayers, the fragrance of hope, the first sign of spring after a winter that felt too long. Archangel Gabriel speaks to the place inside you that has been afraid to hope again. Beloved child of God, your prayers have not been lost. Your tears did not fall into emptiness. The words you could not speak were still understood. The longing you hid from others was still heard in heaven. Even when you thought nothing was changing, your heart was being prepared to receive peace in a deeper way. There are prayers that are answered quickly, and there are prayers that unfold slowly, because they are connected to a greater transformation within you. You asked for a door, but heaven was healing the person who would walk through it. You asked for a blessing, but heaven was strengthening the heart that would hold it. You asked for clarity, but heaven first had to quiet the voices around you, so you could hear truth without confusion. You asked for a new beginning, but heaven was gently teaching you how to stop carrying the old ending into every new place. Nothing has been wasted. Not the waiting, not the tears, not the moments of loneliness, not the seasons where you felt unseen. Even your silence has been part of the prayer. Even your exhaustion has been understood. Even your questions have been held with compassion. You may feel as though life has been moving around you while your own journey has remained delayed. Like the cars passing under streetlights, everyone seems to have somewhere to go. Everyone seems to know their direction. Everyone seems to be arriving somewhere while you are still trying to understand why your path has felt so still. But stillness is not failure. Stillness can be sacred. There are seeds beneath the ground that appear lifeless before they break open. There are stars hidden by clouds that have not stopped shining. There are prayers traveling through unseen places long before they appear in your hands. Archangel Gabriel says, do not mistake the hidden work of heaven for absence. Your heart has been learning endurance. Your spirit has been learning discernment. Your soul has been learning the difference between what excites you for a moment and what gives you peace for a lifetime. And yes, there have been days when you lost faith. Heaven does not condemn you for that. There were days when you felt too tired to pray. Heaven did not turn away. There were moments when you wondered if God still cared. Heaven did not abandon you. Faith is not always a fire. Sometimes faith is a small ember hidden under ashes, still warm, still alive, still waiting for the breath of grace. Let this message be that breath. Let hope rise again slowly. You do not need to force yourself to believe everything will change overnight. You do not need to pretend you are healed when you are still tender. You do not need to speak strength when what you truly need is rest. Heaven is not asking you to perform peace. Heaven is inviting you to receive it. Right now, even as the world moves on outside, there is a sacred pause around your spirit. Archangel Michael stands at the threshold of your life, cutting away cords of fear, shame, confusion, and unhealthy attachment. He is not destroying what is good. He is removing what has been draining the life from your soul. He is teaching you that protection sometimes sounds like no. Protection sometimes feels like distance. Protection sometimes looks like the ending you did not understand until later. And Archangel Gabriel stands near your heart, reminding you that after protection comes restoration. After the clearing comes the new beginning. After the silence comes the message. After the long night comes the morning that does not ask your permission to arrive. There is a door opening, but it may not open in the dramatic way you imagined. It may open through peace returning to your chest. It may open through a conversation that brings clarity. It may open through the courage to choose yourself. It may open through the strength to stop returning to what hurts. It may open through a simple realization: I am not the person I used to be, and I no longer have to live as though I am. That realization is holy. That realization is part of your awakening. Beloved, there is nothing wrong with you because you are tired. You have carried more than many people know. You have had to be strong in rooms where no one noticed you were breaking. You have had to rebuild yourself quietly after moments that changed you. You have had to forgive without receiving apologies. You have had to release dreams that once felt certain. You have had to keep walking while your heart was still trying to understand what happened. Heaven honors that. Do not shame yourself for needing time. Healing is not a race. Your soul is not behind. You are not late for what is meant for you. There is a divine rhythm that does not obey the panic of the world. The world says hurry. Heaven says align. The world says prove yourself. Heaven says remember who you are. The world says you are running out of time. Heaven says what is truly yours will meet you in the appointed season. And this appointed season begins first inside you. Before the outer door opens, the inner door must open. Before the path becomes clear, the heart must become still enough to recognize peace. Before the blessing arrives, you must be willing to release the version of yourself that believed suffering was all you deserved. You are allowed to expect gentleness. You are allowed to receive goodness. You are allowed to be loved without being used. You are allowed to be supported without feeling guilty. You are allowed to walk away from confusion without calling it failure. Archangel Michael says, stand in the truth of your worth. Do not lower your spirit to fit into places that were never built to honor your light. I am guarding the path ahead, but you must be willing to stop looking back at the door that wounded you. Archangel Gabriel says, open your heart to hope again, but let hope be peaceful. Let hope be rooted in God, not in desperation. What is coming into your life must not require you to abandon yourself in order to keep it. This is how you will recognize what is from heaven. It will not destroy your peace to prove its power. It will not demand that you betray your spirit. It will not make you beg for basic kindness. It will not keep you trapped in constant fear. Even when something sacred challenges you, it will call you higher, not pull you into confusion. Beloved, you have already survived the seasons that made you doubt your own light. You have already walked through valleys where you could not see the end. You have already carried disappointments that should have made your heart bitter, but still, somewhere inside you, there is softness. There is mercy. There is a desire to believe that life can become beautiful again. That softness is not weakness. It is evidence that heaven has been preserving you. The world may have touched your heart with pain, but it did not steal the sacred part of you. And now, a new chapter is being prepared in the quiet. Do not rush to define it. Do not rush to control it. Do not demand that heaven explain every detail before you take the next step. Sometimes guidance is given one step at a time because your nervous system has carried too much uncertainty to hold the whole map at once. Heaven knows how to lead you gently. Heaven knows how to reveal the path without overwhelming your heart. Today, your step may simply be to breathe, to release the need to understand everything, to stop blaming yourself for what was never your fault, to forgive yourself for staying too long, trusting too deeply, hoping too quietly, or breaking in ways no one saw. To let Archangel Michael stand guard over the places where you feel vulnerable. To let Archangel Gabriel speak hope over the places where you feel empty. You do not have to carry the future alone. You do not have to solve every problem tonight. You do not have to become a different person before heaven can love you. You are loved here, as you are, in this very moment. With your questions, with your tiredness, with your unfinished healing, with your hope that sometimes flickers, with your faith that sometimes trembles, you are still held. There is a sacred truth being placed gently into your spirit now. The delay was not the end of the story. The disappointment was not the final word. The rejection was not the measure of your worth. The silence was not proof of abandonment. The closed door was not evidence that heaven forgot your address. You have been seen in every season, and what is for you will not miss you when your heart is aligned with peace. Archangel Michael is helping you release the fear of loss, because some of what you feared losing was never truly giving you life. Some of what you clung to was keeping your hands too full to receive what heaven was preparing. Some of what you begged to keep was quietly teaching you to abandon yourself. Now your hands are opening, slowly, carefully, with courage. You do not have to grip pain to prove that your love was real. You do not have to keep reopening wounds to honor what happened. You do not have to remain loyal to a past version of your life when God is calling you into a healed one. Let the old weight fall. Let the night rain wash the dust from your spirit. Let the lights passing in the distance remind you that life is still moving, and so are you, even when it feels slow. Every small act of faith matters. Every quiet prayer matters. Every time you choose peace instead of panic, healing deepens. Every time you refuse to return to what broke you, protection strengthens. Every time you allow yourself to hope without forcing the outcome, Gabriel's light grows brighter in your heart. There are blessings that arrive as peace before they arrive as circumstances. There are answers that begin as a shift in your spirit before they appear in the world. There are new beginnings that start the moment you stop calling yourself forgotten. Beloved, you are not forgotten. Say it softly in your heart. I am not forgotten. You are not unprotected. Say it softly. I am protected. You are not beyond healing. Say it gently. I am healing. You are not too late. Say it slowly. I am being guided in divine timing. Let those words settle into you, not as pressure but as balm. There is no need to force a feeling. There is no need to chase a sign. Just allow the possibility that heaven has been closer than your pain allowed you to see. Archangel Gabriel brings a message about the prayers you thought were unanswered. Some prayers are answered by giving you what you asked for. Some prayers are answered by changing what you desire. Some prayers are answered by removing what would have harmed you. Some prayers are answered by making you strong enough to walk away. Some prayers are answered by giving you peace before giving you clarity. And some prayers are answered in ways so quiet that you only recognize them later, when you look back and whisper, "Now I understand why it had to happen that way." One day, you may look back at this season with softer eyes. Not because it was easy, not because it did not hurt, but because you will see how heaven was working through what you could not understand. You will see why certain doors did not open. You will see why certain people could not stay. You will see why the delay shaped your discernment. You will see why you had to learn your own worth before receiving what was worthy of you. Until then, you are allowed to trust without having all the answers. You are allowed to keep walking even while still healing. You are allowed to believe that something good can still grow from the soil of your suffering. The rain does not ask the seed to understand the harvest. It simply waters what is hidden. And heaven has been watering hidden things in you. Hidden strength, hidden wisdom, hidden courage, hidden compassion, hidden dreams you thought had died. They are not dead. Some dreams must be purified before they bloom. Some desires must be healed before they can be trusted. Some hopes must be returned to God so they can come back without fear attached to them. Archangel Gabriel says, your hope is being restored, not as desperation but as peace. This is the hope that does not beg. This is the hope that rests. This is the hope that says, I do not know how everything will unfold, but I know I am not walking alone. And Archangel Michael says, your protection is being strengthened, not through walls around your heart, but through wisdom within your spirit. This is protection that still allows you to love, but no longer allows you to abandon yourself. This is protection that still allows you to forgive, but no longer requires you to return to what harms you. This is protection that still allows you to be gentle, but no longer permits others to mistake your gentleness for permission to misuse you. Beloved, the new chapter will require a new relationship with yourself. Speak to yourself with kindness. Stop rehearsing the names of those who did not value you. Stop measuring your future by the pain of your past. Stop calling your sensitivity a burden. Your sensitivity is part of your discernment when it is held in peace. Your tears are not shameful. Your longing is not foolish. Your need for love is not weakness. Your desire for a meaningful life is not too much. You were created with depth, and depth cannot survive in shallow places for long. That is why you have felt uncomfortable lately. Your soul is outgrowing the spaces where it once tried to survive. And now heaven is calling you into a place where you can finally breathe. This does not mean life will become perfect. It means you will no longer walk through life believing you are alone in the storm. It means you will begin to recognize guidance in quiet moments. It means your heart will become more settled. It means you will learn how to pause before reacting, how to pray before collapsing, how to release before bitterness grows, how to trust before despair becomes your home. You are being taught a holy way of moving through the world. Slowly, gently, with protection, with hope, with a clean heart. Do not let what happened to you make you become what wounded you. Let it make you wise. Let it make you prayerful. Let it make you compassionate with boundaries. Let it make you strong without becoming hard. Let it make you soft without becoming unguarded. This is the balance Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel are bringing into your life. Michael guards the gate. Gabriel tends the garden. Michael cuts away what harms. Gabriel nurtures what heals. Michael reminds you that you are strong. Gabriel reminds you that you are loved. And together, their message is this: you are entering a season where peace must become more important than proving yourself. You do not have to win every argument. You do not have to explain your path to everyone. You do not have to reopen your heart to those who only return when they need your light. You do not have to carry guilt for choosing healing. Let the world move. Let the cars pass. Let the night deepen. Let the lights shimmer on the rain. And let your soul be still for a moment. There is a kind of peace that only comes when you stop trying to hold together what heaven is asking you to release. There is a kind of strength that only rises when you finally admit you are tired and allow grace to carry you. There is a kind of healing that begins when you stop asking why you were not chosen by people who could not see your spirit, and start asking how you can choose the life God is preparing for you now. Beloved, you are being led, not rushed. Led, not forced. Led, not forgotten. Led. And the next step does not need to be dramatic. It only needs to be faithful. Drink water. Rest your body. Pray honestly. Speak gently. Protect your energy. Do one thing that brings order to your day. Release one thought that has been tormenting you. Forgive yourself for one thing you have carried too long. Ask heaven to show you the next right step, not the entire road. This is how healing becomes real. Not through one sudden perfect moment, but through many sacred small ones. A breath, a prayer, a boundary, a choice, a release. A moment of stillness when you remember, I am safe in God's timing. Archangel Gabriel is placing hope near you now like a candle in a window. Not too bright to overwhelm you, just enough light to remind you that the night is not endless. A new beginning is possible. A new peace is possible. A new version of you is already rising. This version of you does not need to beg to be understood. This version of you does not confuse chaos with love. This version of you does not call delay abandonment. This version of you trusts that what is meant for your soul will not require you to lose your soul to receive it. And Archangel Michael stands beside this rising version of you, saying, walk forward. I am guarding what heaven has placed on your path. Do not fear the empty spaces left behind. Those spaces are being cleared for peace. Beloved, some empty spaces are holy. The empty chair, the silent phone, the closed door, the quiet evening, the pause between what ended and what has not yet begun. These spaces may feel lonely at first, but they can become sacred if you let heaven meet you there. Do not fill every empty space with fear. Do not fill every silence with old memories. Do not fill every waiting season with self-blame. Allow the empty space to become an altar, a place where you return to yourself, a place where you hear God more clearly, a place where angels minister to the parts of you that have been exhausted from performing strength. You are allowed to be cared for. You are allowed to receive. You are allowed to rest without earning it. You are allowed to be human. There is a softness returning to your spirit, and it is not the same softness as before. This softness is wiser. It has walked through fire and still chooses love. It has known betrayal and still chooses truth. It has been disappointed and still chooses faith. It has been delayed and still chooses divine timing. That is beautiful. That is holy. That is evidence of grace. Do not underestimate how far you have come. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you are not where you were. The things that once broke you now teach you. The words that once controlled you now lose their power. The memories that once pulled you back now pass through with less force. The fear that once ruled your decisions is beginning to bow before peace. This is progress. This is healing. This is heaven working in you. Archangel Michael says, you have been guarded through more than you know. There were paths you wanted that would have led you into deeper pain. There were connections you mourned that would have drained your spirit. There were opportunities you did not receive because they were not aligned with your soul. There were delays that frustrated you, but they kept you from arriving too early to a place that was not ready to honor you. And Archangel Gabriel says, there are answers still forming, and they will arrive with peace. Not every answer comes in the form of explanation. Sometimes the answer is a new strength. Sometimes the answer is a calmer heart. Sometimes the answer is the ability to sleep again. Sometimes the answer is no longer needing the apology to move forward. Sometimes the answer is feeling joy return in small moments you thought would never matter again. A warm cup in your hands. A quiet walk. A soft morning. A message from someone kind. A prayer that does not come from panic, but from trust. These are not small things. They are signs of life returning, and life is returning to you. Slowly, steadily, gently. Do not reject small peace because you are waiting for a big miracle. Small peace is often how miracles begin. The first breath after crying. The first night of deeper rest. The first time you laugh without guilt. The first time you say no and do not explain. The first time you choose yourself without feeling selfish. The first time you believe that maybe, just maybe, the future can be kinder than the past. Heaven celebrates these moments. Angels draw near to these quiet victories, because the soul is not healed only in grand events. The soul is healed in every moment where love becomes stronger than fear. Beloved, the message for you is not that everything will happen exactly as you imagined. The message is that you are being guided into what is truly aligned, and what is aligned may surprise you. It may come differently than expected. It may require release before receiving. It may ask for patience. It may call you to grow, but it will not abandon you. God's timing is not against you. God's timing is protecting the fullness of what is meant for you. The waiting has been painful, yes, but the waiting has also been shaping your capacity. You are learning to receive without clinging, to love without losing yourself, to hope without desperation, to move forward without needing every detail, to trust without being naive, to forgive without surrendering your boundaries, to heal without pretending the wound never existed. This is deep spiritual maturity, and heaven is proud of every step. Even the steps that looked messy. Even the days you cried again. Even the moments you doubted again. Even the times you returned to prayer with only a few broken words. Especially then, because grace does not require perfect faith. Grace meets trembling faith and holds it. So let yourself be held. Let Archangel Michael stand over your mind tonight, cutting away thoughts of fear, regret, and self-condemnation. Let Archangel Gabriel stand over your heart tonight, breathing hope into the places where disappointment settled. Let your spirit rest beneath the covering of divine love. You do not need to understand everything right now. You do not need to know how the path will unfold. You do not need to force a sign. You do not need to chase an answer. You only need to stay open to peace. You only need to keep your heart clean. You only need to take the next faithful step. And as you do, trust that what is truly meant for you is not confused about where to find you. It will not miss you. It will not require you to become someone false. It will not demand that you betray your soul. What heaven has prepared for your healing will meet you in truth. What heaven has prepared for your growth will strengthen you. What heaven has prepared for your heart will bring peace, not constant torment. Beloved, there is still goodness ahead. There is still light on the road. There is still purpose in your breath. There is still a reason you survived what you thought would end you. Your story is not over. The chapter that broke your heart is not the whole book. The night is not the whole sky. The silence is not the whole answer. The delay is not the whole destiny. There is more. And the more that is coming begins with this quiet surrender. God, I do not understand everything, but I trust that you are with me. I release what is not mine to carry. I receive protection. I receive healing. I receive hope. I receive the courage to keep walking. Let that prayer be enough for tonight. Let it be enough for this moment. Let it rise from your spirit without pressure, without fear, without needing perfect words. Heaven hears the language of the heart. Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel are near, not to control your life, but to guide you back into peace, protection, and trust. Michael reminds you that you are stronger than what tried to break you. Gabriel reminds you that hope can bloom again, even in places that once felt barren. So breathe, beloved. Let the past loosen its grip. Let the future come without panic. Let the present become sacred. The road is still there. The lights are still shining. The rain is still falling softly. The world is still moving. And you too are moving, even if your steps are quiet. You are moving from confusion into clarity, from fear into trust, from heaviness into peace, from old wounds into deeper wisdom, from waiting into divine alignment. Do not despise the quiet pace of your healing. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. Do not let the visible progress of others make you doubt the hidden work of heaven in you. Your timing is sacred. Your path is guarded. Your heart is being restored, and the love of God has not left you, not for a single breath. If this message touched your spirit, receive it as a gentle reminder that you are not walking alone. Archangel Michael is guarding your path, and Archangel Gabriel is carrying hope toward your heart. Keep your faith soft. Keep your heart clean. Keep walking, even when you do not understand the whole road. What is meant for you in God's timing will not pass you by. Subscribe to Divine Message from Archangels Michael and Gabriel, and return whenever your soul needs peace, guidance, protection, and a reminder that heaven has not forgotten you.